To it. All right, folks, we are live, back off of a quick 1 week break, and World Cup just got wilder, Gus.
Ooh, bro,
bro,
listen, I am itching. It's been 2 days and I am itching.
bro, just break it down for the people out there, man. Start in round of 16. Let's just go from there because U.S. made it through.
Which,
Netherlands,
which you know what? Call me crazy. I never had any doubt that they would have. We were expected to make to the round of 16, especially out of our group.
exactly.
Um, the fact that Wales was able to tie it up for us was crazy. That shouldn't have happened, but I knew that we were gonna be fine. But it's just been a crazy World Cup from teams not making it at other group stages like Germany again, um, to Japan just making a run. Like it's been nuts.
It really has. Just everything in general with this World Cup, the all the surprises, like you and I both uh, put in our articles last week, that it's just been insane this year.
Yeah,
Like the main one, Japan,
I
being able to power through and knock out Germany in the group stage.
I'm still like I'm watching these games, and there are some of the games. Um, I was hoping that I was actually rooting for Senegal against England.
Yeah,
Um, but it's so hard. England has a really good team. They were missing Mané. Like that's a big one. So games like that were expected. Argentina had a tougher time with Australia than I thought. There was a couple of
yes,
times in that game where I was like, oh, not again.
yeah.
Um, France had no issues with Poland. And can we just talk about Mbappe real quick?
Dude,
I
what else needs
mean,
to be said about Mbappe that we haven't already said?
the dude, he's 23, Austin. He's
Yup,
23. He's the
yup.
same age as Pulisic, and look where he's at.
Dude, they're both 10 years younger than I am,
Like
and they're doing this.
it's just that guy just has. First of all, his first step is probably the fastest I've seen.
Oh yeah,
Um, he's so fast, and he just knows how to finish, man. Like
and
did you
yeah,
see
and
his goals
dude,
against
his
Poland?
yes,
My
his
goodness,
stride alone, like his first step is incredible, but just his stride alone is otherworldly.
he's not
Like
super tall either. It's not like he's the
no,
tallest person ever.
no, he's like it's almost like remember back in the NFL, like I want to say about a decade ago, the dude Chris Johnson for the Titans.
Yeah.
How he
He's
was a short
well,
dude but had an unusually long stride to get speed.
Mbappe's a tiny bit taller than he is, but
Yeah,
yeah, I see what
it's
you're
just that
saying. Yeah,
stride length, dude. Like that is unnecessarily
listen,
freakishly athletic.
this kid can put France on his back really easily and just go from there.
Yeah, and
He's so hard to defend, and he knows how to finish. He's fast. It's going to be a problem. France might go back to back. Honestly,
yeah,
even
yeah, it's
even
very
with Brazil
possible.
playing the where they're playing, France might go back to back.
As much as I would love to see Richarlison be able to lift that trophy, dude, I don't. If France is in the way, I don't know if they stand a chance.
Well, Brazil's always going to be a tough match, no matter what. I
Oh
think
yeah,
it's going to be a good one.
they're
Um,
always a tough out.
yeah, it's going to be a good round of eight. We'll see what happens. It's this I think the surprise teams. I mean, the only one that's left that's really surprising is Morocco. Morocco's
Yeah,
been killing it. They
yup.
played Spain exactly like they should have played Spain. They
And it
went
also helped that Spain, shot themselves in the foot in PKs.
well. No, Spain hasn't been good at PKs in a while. This was their plan. This
Yeah,
was Morocco's plan.
yeah.
Defend,
Force them,
defend,
force them
defend. If
somewhere
you
that they couldn't win.
yeah, defend, defend, defend. If you have a chance, try to score a goal with Zayek that was just playing amazing. Um, and um, and just defend Spain, which is what they do. Like they like to pass the ball, especially in the middle. They have two young kids in Gavi and Pedri, so they like to touch. They like to touch the ball a lot. They just defended the crap out of them. The heart that they put against Spain is ridiculous, and they did what they want. Spain has lost now three. three different tournaments in PKs. So their last three tournaments, they've been out, eliminated in PKs.
Yeah, and it's you would think after even the first time they would be like, look, we have to make sure that this never happens again.
Dude, and I don't know if you keep up with Twitter and all like in other countries, but Luis Enrique, their coach right now, it's taking heat like you don't you don't even know.
Oh yeah,
Spain
dude,
right
he's
now is
he's getting
burning
he's
down.
getting he's getting God, who was it? What was it in the Euros? He's getting almost the same level of hate that Southgate was getting a couple like I want to
I
say
would
like
too.
last year.
It's not like Spain had a bad team. I mean, they were young, but they weren't bad
Yeah, they're
by
not they're
any
not
means.
inexperienced in any
No,
manner of
they
the
put
word, and it was just like you said, Morocco just came out and was able to execute exactly what they wanted to do, and just basically put not just on Spain, they put a stranglehold on that entire match.
yeah
Just
yeah
being
no
able to just
they
being able to hold out on what is normally a very aggressive Spanish side to be able to just be like, you know what, guys, no, we're
yeah
we're
well
gonna
they
take
like
this.
to touch the ball. Like Spain is not like a quick pass to goal. Like that's not how they play. Especially
Yeah,
Luis Enrique, they like that tiki taka stuff. So they like to like pass in the middle, opening, pass up front, and they didn't let him do that.
yeah. Being able to constrict a lot of that open space that Spain really likes to work with, and force them to try and have to make a lot of, I guess you could say, like have to second guess themselves on a lot of play. Really,
Hmm.
definitely put a stick in the wheel that is the machine that is Spain.
It's been a crazy World Cup up to right now. Like I said, Morocco's the only team left that's really surprising. Um, but if as long as they play the way that they're playing, everybody's got a shot. Um,
Yeah,
let's talk about our boys for a little bit.
yeah. Please, there's a
I
few things that I had been sort of brewing on since the match happened, and I
you
want you
know
to go first, obviously.
I'm really proud of what they did. Being young and not as experienced as anybody else. Let's let's go by player. Tyler Adams, revelation in the World Cup. Like right now, he put he put some respect on his name.
Not just on the field, but off it as
He
well.
played yeah, like this guy, like there's a reason why he's a captain, and he showed every second of it. His stock just went way up. We already
Definitely.
knew about Pulisic, and we knew how much heart he puts into the pitch. I mean,
Yep.
he scored a goal. He scored a goal for us, and his nuts took the blunt of it, which that injury, which it didn't look like it tickled. He went right in the balls, man. He took him right in the balls.
Even better was the fact that
Um,
after the match, he was like, "I that didn't happen."
but you know what? The reason we lost against the Netherlands was just simply because they were better.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only reason. We didn't shoot ourselves in the foot. We didn't do any of that. We actually played rather well for who we have, but
Extremely well.
there's just too much. It's just too much. Memphis is a hell of a player. We all know that. Um, and they just, I mean, they're just better. They're a better team,
Yeah,
and it
Memphis and
showed.
De Jong alone just have a bigger step up than a lot of the guys on our squad did.
Yeah, yeah, and not to mention they had
And
Van
it,
Dyke.
yeah, and it's predominantly just because of the experience in the not only the like the European game, but also just playing more internationally.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine. I think more that after watching this World Cup, everybody's gonna get better. So that's what we're waiting for. I think everybody's gonna get better. I think Pulisic is gonna get better. He's only 24. Everybody's got to remember that because it seems
Yep.
like he's like 30. He's not 30. He's 24.
Yeah, with how often we've seen him, you would think he's in his
Yeah,
mid
he's not.
30s.
He's a young kid, so he's gonna get better. Weston's gonna get better. Gio's gonna get better. Aaronson's gonna get better. Like that's our core, and with all
Yeah,
those guys getting better, we just gotta make sure that our defense looks good. So we gotta keep an eye on some defenders. What's the kid's
Yeah,
name? Um,
as much as I love him and I give him a ton of respect, aside from the fact that he's part of my brother's team down there in Nashville.
Zimmerman.
Um, I think we may need to move someone ahead of Walker in the center back
I
position. We have to start trying to find some
I
talent.
yeah. I don't think Walker Zimmerman is a World Cup type of player. He can't.
No, he's
Unfortunately, he can't keep up with the international talent. He just can't, and it's
yeah. I
okay.
mean,
Like, you don't,
he's
you
an
don't have it.
incredible veteran presence to have to help mold the young core that we have, but he doesn't have the pace that you would expect from an international center back.
Yeah, and like, again, like, it's not something that I didn't expect. I was afraid of that happening, and I think I mentioned that before.
You did.
Um, but I'm wondering why. And Reem didn't have a good World Cup either,
He
for the
really
most
didn't.
part. Um, I wish we could just grant Elliot and Glessner citizenship, and then they could just play for us.
Yeah,
Because I don't think
seriously.
they've played for their country yet. So if we can do that, whoever's
No.
listening, please go ahead and go out
Yeah,
there and then
please,
do it,
Tanner, do what you have to do to
please,
get those men in the red, white, and blue,
because
so
that
that we
would
can just
be
start seeing Glesnes
awesome.
bombs on the international stage.
And you know what? I don't trust Matt Turner too much.
No, I had said that from the beginning though. He just
Yeah, I don't.
he hasn't had the time really put in to be this guy that you sort of hinge on to be your anchor.
I just don't think he can get better. Like,
No,
he's
no,
how old is he?
he's
28,
yeah,
29?
he's definitely at his ceiling right now, and I
Yeah,
feel
I
like
don't
that's
think he can get
why
better.
the transfer was made because they want to see if he can break
Yeah,
that ceiling. But I don't see him doing that. As
I don't.
unfortunate
I
as it
don't
is
think so either.
for the U.S. men's team, I do not see Matt Turner really being able to improve on what he's already done.
Do you know why Stefan wasn't up here? He wasn't injured anymore, was he?
I honestly am not sure.
I that call I didn't get. Like, maybe he just liked Matt Turner better. I don't trust him. Like, I just don't trust him.
I don't know. I mean, I definitely liked what I saw from Musa throughout the entire tournament that we were in for.
But
Um,
with that being said, though, Burkhalter did him dirty because, like,
really did.
I'm pretty sure Musa played every minute of the World Cup, and even
Yeah,
when he was visibly tired, they kept him in, which is
just kept him in.
you can't do that. I mean, he's still
No.
a kid too. How old? The Moose is like, what, 20?
Yeah, I think he's going
Like,
to be
you can't
21 in like another month
you
or two, if I
you
remember
you
correctly.
can't do that. I think right now, now that we're back home, we need to focus on more on getting better. Like I said, definitely get a
Yeah.
new coach. Definitely get a new
Shame
coach.
they actually officially as of today entered negotiations with Berhalter on
Awesome,
keeping him as the
awesome.
coach.
That's awesome news. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
Well, I mean,
Berhalter,
we don't have to qualify for 2026, so that they don't see the
but
point.
still, like, we gotta blend, right? We gotta get a coach that makes us play together. Like, his game plan wasn't there.
Yeah, I'm guessing the game plan for 2026 is to see us laughed out of the World Cup in our own country.
How do you how can you tell me that the best solution for the World Cup is to start Sargent up top?
This one of the reasons why Ricardo Pepi should have been on this roster.
Yeah, yeah, and that's another thing. Like, how do you not call? I mean, I know he's young, but so is everybody else. So why?
Yeah,
What's the matter? Like, you need a forward. Ferreira didn't play. You put Sargent up there. Like, the kid was lost the whole
it
time.
really was.
The
He did
whole
not look
time.
like he knew what he was doing most of that tournament.
And you know what? It's not his fault. He's just a young kid, but
Yeah,
you know this. Like, you can't tell me that the U.S. coach does like, we see that and he doesn't. You can't tell me that.
yeah, you can't. There's absolutely no way that Berhalter didn't see the same things that we were seeing throughout this
No.
entire tournament.
That so there's a couple of uh um of decisions that Burkhalter made that were, I don't know, that were, I
Questionable
think it
at
was
best.
a lapse of judgment on in his part, and
Yeah,
I
I was
don't know.
trying to be nice and saying they were mildly questionable.
Well, no, it was a lapse of judgment, like straight up. It wasn't a good
Yeah,
idea.
yeah. Plenty of very, very debatable calls on what should have been done
Yeah, like
throughout that
why?
entire tour.
Like I understand why Zimmerman's there, but why wouldn't you play the kid? What's his name? Vickers. What's his name?
Oh gosh, Carter Vickers.
Carter Vickers. Yeah. Well, like he had a great outing
Yeah,
against. Why
yeah,
not play him?
he did incredibly well. I don't understand why he didn't get more time.
Why didn't Geo play?
I don't know. I really feel like the reason why for three things. No, Carter Vickers getting minimal time. Reyna barely making even an appearance in the World Cup and leaving Pepe off of the roster are all decisions that Berhalter made because he doesn't know how to manage that level of talent.
I I think you're absolutely correct.
It's the only thing that makes sense because those three guys, especially Pepe and Reyna, like those two are. I mean, like we've been saying, Pulisic is still young, but
Yeah.
I feel like those two are going to be the future forward core of the men's
Oh,
national team going
absolutely.
forward.
Yeah,
And
and Pepe's still
to get
out
one next to
for.
no run and then leave the other one off after scoring 3 goals in your qualifiers, it's baffling. It makes no sense, and
Yeah.
it's gonna get if this is the same style decisions that are made in 2026. Like I said, you're gonna get laughed off of the pitch in your own country during the World Cup, and
Yeah.
it's gonna make things even worse. It's gonna put a bigger cloud over the men's national team, and the spot that you have to start with actually trying to improve this team overall is with the coach, and Berhalter definitely ain't it.
No, no, he's not. And even though we finished up with Ferreira up top against the Netherlands, which at that point it was too late. He hadn't played the whole time, so
Yeah,
so why do that to him? I don't know. But why wouldn't you, if you're gonna have a line of three, right? Why wouldn't you put uh why would you put the middle slightly up top in Pulisic right now, right? Because you have Aronson. So why wouldn't you start Aronson, get Pulisic up a little bit? Because he's not there to create. Like he's not in this team to create. He's
no,
there to disrupt and score. Like
yep,
that's what Pulisic. That's what we want him to do. So why wouldn't you start Aronson, put Pulisic a little bit up top, and then keep Way on the other side? Have Tyler Adams fall back a little bit in his position of defensive mid, and have Musa and McKinney just up top in the middle, and then just still have the same line. Like I would have switched Carter Vickers for Zimmerman, but that's just me. Like if you just make that switch, it's a
yeah,
completely different
very,
team.
yeah,
Why wouldn't you
absolutely minor
start
tweak.
Aronson? He
There's
played well the whole time. He proved himself. Why
he
not
really did
start the
it,
kid?
because it's just I feel like it's Greg Berhalter mismanaging the talent that he has
Yeah.
on the roster,
I feel like he said, "Well, I
and
need a forward up top." Well, then you make Pulisic your forward. It's not that
yeah,
big a deal.
yeah,
He's played there
it's
before.
yeah. I was gonna say it's the position that he plays, so why not? Like,
Well, he's technically a left wing, but when you have
yeah,
Aronson in the same team, just move him. He can
yeah,
score.
yeah.
I don't
Bump him
know.
over. He has the better scoring touch on a ball coming into him. So why not let Aaron just? I don't know, it's this is why I tried to not dive too deep into it because I was genuinely just throughout the whole tournament I was very confused and
Oh,
agitated with a
I
lot
was
of the
frustrated.
decisions that
I was
Greg
frustrated.
Berhalter was making throughout the entire thing.
I was frustrated, and again, like I'm still proud of these guys because they did play their ass
Oh
off, and
yeah,
you could see it. But it would have been so much better. I think we would have had a lot more opportunities if we just did that. I mean, the Netherlands played us with just three in the back.
yeah, yeah.
Like if you put those
They
three
weren't
up top,
scared.
no, and I can't blame them. The U.S. isn't ready. As 2026 is going to be the year that they can make some noise. But
It's a very strong possibility that they could go for a definitely a deeper run. I feel like we're still a good ways off from even touching the final,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. For sure. We
but
got a
we're
lot of work
making
to do,
really
but it
good
all depends
progress.
on
The
how.
talent,
It's all going to depend on
yeah, like
how we develop.
yeah, like
That's what's gonna come down to it.
the talent pool is there. Like we have a bunch of really good young players to be able to develop for the future. And like you were saying, like guys like Christian Pulisic, like very still in that point of time where like they can still like elevate their game to another level. So all you need is someone who can adapt to that and be able to get these guys to understand the role that they're supposed to play and be able to teach them how to play it well.
Hmm.
And it just keeps coming back to the coaching. Like Berhalter doesn't. I feel like he just mismanages the talent.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's exactly what happened. That is correct.
Yeah, it's really tough to be able to sit here now thinking that there was so much more that could have went our way if the coaching was different.
Yeah, but
Because
again, I mean, I was
it all just falls under speculation at that point, and it's the worst thing to have to sit on is the what ifs. You know what I
I
mean?
I had, yeah, of course, and I had these concerns about Burkhalter before the
Oh
cup
yeah,
even started. Like I just didn't think he was good enough for the amount of talent that the U.S. has right now. I just don't think he's good enough. I think the U.S. should really just stop and go out and get a coach that can get it done with these kids because that's what they are. Like we need a developer. Culture
yeah.
doesn't develop.
No, I don't
So I
think he
mean, we'll
ever
see what
has.
happens. No, and we'll see what happens. I hope that they can figure it out. I really hope that they don't give him another contract because I think that'd be a mistake.
Oh, more than likely, it's what we're going to get. Unfortunately,
Oh, jeez, I really hope that you're wrong.
me too. I really do hope that I'm wrong. But dude, let's talk about the teams that are still there now because we got the round of eight starting up.
Hmm.
We're going to go through the matchups, and I want to get your genuine opinion on who you think will win each one.
I honestly don't know, but go ahead. This World Cup, you never know.
Yeah, you really don't. I just want to see what you would think. Uh, oops, I opened a new tab here, and then it wound up popping open a whole new window. So we got the two matches tomorrow
Hmm.
are at 10 a.m. We have Croatia Brazil, so we'll start there.
I think Croatia's a really good team. I think they can play Brazil really well, but I think ultimately the talent overtakes Croatia and Brazil wins 3-1.
I 100% agree. As good as fun a story as Croatia has been, I feel like
They're a good
I feel like
team, bro. I
Brazil's
mean,
going
those
to
those
take
sleep
over.
on Croatia aren't scrubs. Like these guys were runner ups last World Cup. So they're
Yeah,
no scrubs.
yeah. And then when that finishes up, pretty much about I want to say roughly about an hour or so after, uh, the Netherlands, who had beaten us in the round of 16, are going to be playing against Argentina.
I'm gonna say this: if and only if Lionel Messi plays like he's been playing, Argentina's gonna win this game. And
Yeah,
it
and we
may
got Pat
be,
checking in here because we're actually talking about this. He's saying that Netherlands is his sleeper pick throughout this tournament.
yeah, and they're a good team with players like De Jong, players like Memphis, Van Dyke. Like they are a good team. There's just very little you can do to stop Lionel Messi. Like there's a reason why he's arguably the best in the world. Um, and if he just decides to take over, he can, and he can
Yeah,
against any team anywhere in the world.
at any time
So
too.
yeah, so as long as his supporting cast, as long as DePaul plays like he's supposed to be playing, because DePaul hasn't had a good World Cup to me, at
He
least in
really
my
hasn't.
eyes, at all. As long as Di Maria doesn't look like the old man he is out there, as long as Martinez does his job, poop on the side. Like it's as long as they do their job, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah,
But when you have a player like Lionel Messi in your team, you can afford to mess up a little
yeah,
because
definitely
he's
agree.
just gonna come out and clean it up. That's what he does.
Exactly, and that's what he's pretty well known for is being able to just take a team and be like, all right, boys, hop on, let's
Yeah,
go.
he's been doing that forever, and he's had. I mean, in Barcelona, he's had all-star teams. Essentially, they're
Yeah,
like an all Madden team, like
yeah,
for
they
soccer.
really are.
But he even in a team like that, he stands out, right?
Yeah,
So that's the kind of
always.
player he is, and if he decides to, he can just take over. I'm rooting for Argentina. I hope that Messi gets his. I hope that Ronaldo gets his. I mean, we'll see if they both can get it. It's gonna be tough to get through Brazil and France. I'm
Oh
telling
yeah,
you right now. But if anybody can do it, it's gonna be Messi.
yeah. And speaking of Ronaldo, who you just brought up, Saturday at 10 a.m., Portugal
Uh,
plays
uh,
Morocco.
uh,
This one,
and I don't know if we're gonna see CR7 starting again because my goodness, they played way better with him on the bench, like way
it really
better.
did.
We have
I
a
feel like I really feel like this is the slow decline of Cristiano Ronaldo.
well, not contract wise because he just got a 200
No,
million dollar
that man just
contract a
got
year.
he just got a bag,
Oh yeah, no,
but
he already had a bag. He got a bigger bag.
he got all the bags.
It was yeah, that contract was ridiculous, and especially for a player that's 37 years old. But if you got the money, I guess it's okay.
Yeah, right.
Ronaldo's not at a place where at least I don't believe that he hurts you. I think
No,
he still can contribute. He just has to find his way in this particular team.
yeah,
Um,
you
Pat,
have to.
I know you want to, and you love the bags. I know Pat loves the bags, but that's not what we're talking about. You can Google that if you want later on by yourself when your wife goes to sleep. Um, so, so yeah, like I was saying, I don't think he hurts you. I think he still has a lot to offer. He's still
Yeah,
fast. He can
definitely.
still finish. He's just his problems as of lately has been more locker room than anything else. Just the chemistry.
Yeah,
Like it's just hasn't been there.
yeah. It's
And
been more his ego is greater to him than the team is now.
right. And when you switch him out with a player like Gonzalo Ramos, like my goodness, this kid has been
PC
ridiculous.
America.
He has the only hat trick in the World Cup.
Yeah. Did you see Ronaldo's face when he was like dapping him up after the match?
Yeah, you know
He
what he's feeling.
he
Like
did not like that
no,
someone else got to
listen,
do very well.
you know how he's feeling. Ronaldo's a competitor. He always has been. He's always been in the spotlight, and this is the difference between him and Messi because Ronaldo's a little more loud about
Yeah.
how good he is. Messi is more quiet. Messi will kill you in your sleep. Ronaldo will make sure that you're awake to see how he kills you.
Oh yeah.
That's the difference between both of them. They both have the same result. They just do it a little bit differently, right? So, um, Ronaldo, in terms of chemistry and being loud, sometimes that rubs people the wrong way. And I'm not saying that his teammates don't like him. He celebrated every single goal off the bench, ran up, especially when Pepe scored.
Oh yeah.
Which, by the way, Pepe is the oldest guy to score at a World Cup
Yes.
ever.
That is
39
correct.
years old, or ripe
Hats
39,
off
because
to
he,
him.
he he still looks like he's 27.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I don't think he's mad. I think it bothers him that it's not him doing it. I don't think
Definitely.
he's mad at the team. I think he's just mad at the fact that he's not the one doing it. And as a competitor, like I understand where he's coming from. He just shows it a lot differently than a Messi would.
He really does.
Because Messi would just remove himself. If that was the case, he would just remove himself. And that's
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm definitely right there with you with if Portugal can play the way that they did in their last one. that they will be able to beat Morocco very easily, but at the same time, you can't discount what Morocco has done so far to get where they are. There's always
I
that one
don't
team that is
think.
just like that no one thinks has a chance, and they just go roaring through a bunch of like fairly decent opponents.
Yeah, I don't think that Morocco's gonna go down quietly or they're gonna go down easy. I don't think
No,
any
without a
match
doubt, they
against
won't.
Morocco for whoever plays them. I don't think it's gonna be easy because they very much like to play defense and they run a lot.
Oh yeah,
So I don't think anybody they face is gonna be easy. They have I don't see them coming out of this round. And if they do, my goodness, power to them. But
yeah, seriously,
like the first African nation to lead a group in the World Cup into the round of
yeah,
16 since 1998 in Cameroon.
yeah, yeah.
So
It's insane.
1998, the
Yeah,
90s.
yeah. God, I was 9 years old then.
I
Well,
was
about to be
yeah.
because the World Cup actually happens over the summer.
You know, and Evan saying Africa needs his first World Cup. I agree. There's just the problem with that is that there's so much talent everywhere else in the world,
Yeah,
and like countries like Brazil, you can find people, literally people in the street that are better than anybody we have in our roster here in the U.S. And
yeah,
I
without a doubt.
stamp that. I'm telling you right now, stamp that. Go out there, look for yourself, and you'll see. Because Brazilians just spit out soccer players, just spit them out. They have them.
Yup.
Ilsinho used to be a defender, and then he came up here. He wasn't even looked at like a player like Martinelli, which is a high caliber player. It's coming off the bench in this team. Like they're just these guys just spit out people like no other. And I don't know.
Yep.
Maybe this is the region of the world, or maybe they just don't put enough emphasis on on soccer, which I doubt because I mean they love it over there.
Yeah.
I
Seriously.
just there are different areas in the world that are just a lot better than the African countries. Not to say that they're not good. There's a lot of countries that are good. Ghana's good. Senegal has been on a tear. Like they're really good teams, and I really do. I would love to see Morocco go all the way and and make it happen. Like for African nation,
Yeah.
dude, that would be
Oh
the
yeah.
best story ever
Oh
because you
yeah.
don't really see a lot of Cinderella stories in the World Cup. Like it's one of those soccer is one of those things is that okay, you can have a couple good games, but you're gonna get smacked in the mouth eventually.
Oh yeah. And it's and when it happens, it's never pretty either.
No, no.
But you want to talk about a game to watch? After that Morocco Portugal match, we have England France.
Ooh.
Actually,
I'm sorry to.
I was gonna say before we talk about that, do you want to answer that question?
Oh God. No, I don't because there's no reason why they shouldn't be in. They didn't
I
go in
mean, there's a reason why they
because
shouldn't be in, and the reason is they have a bullet hole in their right foot.
yeah they shut the like it was who they lose against Montenegro. Who they lose
Yeah,
against?
yes,
Yeah,
Serbia and
yeah.
Montenegro,
It
dude.
was Evan. To answer your question, they should have been in. They messed themselves up. Like it was just it was on Italy. They should have been in with ease too.
The purest embodiment of the meme. Congratulations, you played yourself.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did.
But not too far from Italy are both England and France, and they got a match on Saturday at 2 p.m. And how many do you think Mbappe scores?
Yeah, I think England should go get their Harry Potter books and just just get on the bus now because
Just prepare to go home
I don't
already.
yeah I don't think they're coming out. I mean it's gonna be I don't think it's gonna be like easy to score, but if you can't control Mbappe, this dude can get a hat trick.
Yeah, I honestly I see Mbappe getting at least two. Um,
You still have Giroud up there.
yeah, still have Giroud. They still have a really
Dembele.
decent roster despite not having a lot of their starters still.
That top line is Mbappe, Giroud, and Dembele. Are you kidding
Yeah,
me? You kidding me?
all you need is Mbappe and Giroud. Whoever else you put in there is just for flavor.
Dembele can just create. Like there's so
Yeah,
much freedom. There's so much freedom in France's game because there's so much talent. So much talent.
yeah.
Oh, that's another reason. And if Evan, if you're still listening, that's another reason why African countries are not as good because countries like France, they like to get these kids out of Africa young and then make them French citizens so they play for France. Pogba
Well,
is
it's
not a French name.
no
Kante is not a French name. Dembele is not a French name.
Dembele, Mbappe,
Mbappe is not a
like
French name. You know what I'm saying? Like Tuchumendi, like
there's just
they're not French.
yeah,
These are
like
African
it's
kids that get taken over to France and then they play for their
France is just like,
country.
oh
Like,
yes, very much so. You play well. Do you want to stay here and play like get a professional contract? And they're like,
oh,
like
dude,
money?
I
Sure.
think when they won the Euros, Nigeria was so mad, like,
Oh
so
yeah, of
mad.
course,
Like they were
of course
just
they
they were
were.
just yeah, they were just so angry. And you know what? I can't really blame them.
Yeah,
I can't blame
honestly,
them.
not at all.
Like there's like half
I
of their
wish we could
players.
say, yeah, I wish we could say it was cheating, Evan. But
It's not exactly cheating. Um,
it's just they're like, hey,
it's a loophole. You know, it's a loophole.
come
It's
play for
exactly
one
what
of
it is.
our many lavish clubs here in this country, and they're
Yeah,
like, all right,
it's a
cool,
loophole.
yeah, and then they're like, well, here's the thing, you want
Yeah,
to
because
play here?
they didn't
Renounce
start
your
doing that.
nationality and become French.
They didn't start doing that as much until recent years.
Yeah,
They've always
because
had
there used to
a
be tighter
couple,
regulation on that kind of stuff.
yeah, and they used to have a couple, African descent players that play for them. But even players like Zidane is not a French name.
No.
Zidane is an Algerian name, also
Hmm.
African. So, um, they did it. They did it much less before, but right now they can, and it's not exactly cheating, but Evan's right. It is a crazy loophole, and it messes up countries like Nigeria, like Cameroon, like Senegal, like Ghana, for example, and it messes them up because they don't no longer have that kind of talent and to play. Now, I don't know if they would come up to that level of play if they stayed in Africa. Right? I don't know if Mbappe becomes Mbappe in Africa. Like I don't know if they can develop the way the France does, right?
Yeah.
So maybe that's why they go over. And if that's the case, I completely get it. I just like I understand why they're upset.
Evan giving the comparison of it's like Canadians taking North American kids and making them Canadian citizens and playing them in the Olympics for hockey. It's
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. Yeah, absolutely.
That's a very fair comparison to make. It's
Yeah,
pretty much the
absolutely.
same
Yeah,
style.
yeah, that's exactly
Yeah.
what it is.
So we covered the round of eight. Who? Let's just do it now because I will end up. I'll end up forgetting this because my brain hasn't been the best recently with remembering information. Who you got in the final as of right now,
That's a tough question.
and
That's a
why isn't France one of why is France always going to be one of your options?
well. I don't know. I don't know if France. I mean, I don't know. It all depends on how Portugal comes out. They
Yeah,
looked really good, like really good. So I
just
think ultimately France goes against Portugal. They make it to the finals, I, I'm taking Brazil to win the whole thing.
Okay. I have the final as Argentina France.
I have Brazil.
Pat has the Netherlands.
Yeah. Pat also is thinking about Ronaldo's bags, so
Yeah.
there's that.
How funny would it be if we were both wrong and Morocco was
And
one of the teams in the final? It would be insane, wouldn't it?
I, dude, I would
I
love
would
it.
love it.
I
I
would
would love it.
love it. I would love it so much.
It would be
I
so
think.
good to be able to just see them just pop up and just be like, "What's up, boy? We're here."
Oh, I would love it, love it, love it. But I think Argentina meets Brazil. I think Brazil just has way too much talent. I think they beat Argentina to go to the finals against France, and they beat France.
So you and I both have France making it to the final at least. There's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah. There's that.
I
But
actually
you know what?
I do have I
In
do have it in the round of four. I have it Brazil Argentina with Argentina winning on PK.
and
I
I
think
gotta tell
Argentina
you,
will win on PK
I
and
gotta
move
tell you,
on.
I'm sticking to Brazil. I'm sticking to my story. I'm sticking to my pick. However, Messi can literally decide to go God mode at
Exactly.
any point. So if that happens, there is still a possibility of Argentina going through into the
It's
finals. Now,
kind of
if that does happen, I do think France wins again.
I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of what I'm hoping for, which is why I have Argentina moving into the final. Is that Messi and Neymar are gonna have a second during that match where Neymar's gonna be like, you don't got it anymore, and Messi's gonna be like, oh really, kid, and just
God
blow
mode.
them away, and just look at him and be like, I see PSG made the right choice, and then just leave and go to Inter Miami next year.
Yeah, Messi can still go Super Saiyan real quick.
Oh yeah, and it's any time that he does it, you have to be paying attention.
Yeah, yeah. It's just it's a beautiful watch. Like I'm hoping, like Peru's just so close. Why couldn't you be born in Peru? Like I don't understand. Like it's
Right?
just so close.
So
Um,
close. Yeah.
watching
Yeah.
watching him play,
Too far.
watching players like him and Ronaldo play, it makes me love the game even more. Like every time I watch it, it's
Every
and
time.
and and seeing kids like Mbappe, seeing kids like Richarlison just like completely come in and just tearing it up. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing to see because you feel a little more comfortable with soccer going forward. Kids like Gonzalo Ramos, like it's the
Yeah, and then
future's
and then
in
even
good hands. It may
yeah, and
not
then
be the
even
skill that Ronaldo and Messi bring, right? Because
but it's it's
those are
it's talent
generational
it's talent
talents.
enough to know that the next generation of soccer superstars is going to be keeping the sport in good
Yeah,
hands.
like
Because
players like
you
Ronaldo and Messi are generational talents. Like it's very
yeah,
hard to get to that certain level. And I have them like I have Messi, and this is like if you know me, like if anybody knows me, like this is the biggest compliment I could give to Messi. He's up there with Maradona right now with for me.
yeah,
He just
yep.
got there recently, and
I
and
100%
to
agree with
me
that.
Maradona arguably the best to ever put on cleats. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah,
for me to put him up there is it's a huge deal.
it really is.
And to just be able to watch that as an adult, it's I mean not even an adult. I mean how old was I? When he started playing, I was 17 years old, 18.
Yeah,
No, 16. I was 16 years old when he started playing in Barcelona.
yeah. Oh my goodness,
He's been playing
we
for a
were
long
both in
time, bro.
high school, bro.
Yeah, he's been playing for a long time. He got to Barcelona at the age of 13. He started or not started. He came into the pro team when he was 17 or 18 years old. But he was on a tear from the start. Like he got on the pitch and he just went bananas.
Yeah,
But same thing with Ronaldo. Ronaldo, put on Manchester United jersey and just went crazy. That's what they
sorry,
do.
I had totally forgotten to do it. Yesterday, I had heard last week during the what was that, the U.S. Iran match, that Pele had been put into palliative care, end
Oh
of
my
life
god, yeah.
care.
Oh, that
Apparently, his
was
condition is improving,
yeah. I did hear that.
which is insane to see, and also at the same time, just really just without even actually speaking words, speaks volumes to the absolute level of competitor that Pele is. Like
Well, I mean,
he's not.
he's not super old. He's 82 years old, but he had, we're dealing with cancer here, so it's
Yeah,
like when he
this
gets
man
put
is.
in when he gets put in end of life care, right? You think the worst, but I got to
Yeah,
tell you, if somehow,
you're thinking like it's going to be like maybe a couple of days. Like it's really tough to see. Like the soccer world was starting to basically like the soccer world was
oh,
getting ready to
dude,
like mourn
if
like basically like the
he,
hand of.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. If he dies, let's hope not, because I would never. That's
I
gonna be a
hope he
tough
lives
day for everyone.
forever.
That's gonna be a tough day for everyone. If he dies, grab any money that you have and put it on Brazil. Just
Yeah,
any money
seriously,
you have on
seriously.
Brazil,
Yeah, seriously.
because those guys are they're winning one for him. Like if that, they might win for one for him right now.
Yeah,
But
it's a very
if
strong
he
possibility
dies,
that
I'm
they
gonna
do.
tell anybody that listens to this, I'm gonna tell you right. Like I'm gonna look at the camera and I'm gonna tell y'all. If Pele dies, you grab whatever money you have in your savings and you put it on Brazil, because
There it
they'll
is.
win.
You heard it. You heard it here first, folks. Yeah, I'm ecstatic to hear that for Pele. Glad that he's still kicking. That his condition's actually improving. Apparently, it looked grim because he had a lung infection, and it's
Yeah,
starting
no,
to clear
it
up
was
now,
bad.
which is really good. It's
They did have a nice little um
they had a moment.
tribute.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a little tribute to Pele. That they had a banner and then they all posed. Um,
yeah,
but he's the one um, that started Brazil in a path to win 5 cups. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
he's what started as a 17-year-old kid too.
yeah,
He's the youngest player to ever score at a World Cup.
yeah. And honestly, he was one of the, if, at least in my opinion, I'm pretty sure tons of people would agree. He was the essentially the catalyst for soccer here in the states.
Yeah, yeah. And the World Cup. A lot of people think that it's been going on for forever. The World Cup's actually just been around since 1930.
Yeah, been
Now,
around for a
do you
very
remember
long
who
time.
won the first World Cup?
I do not.
Okay, so Uruguay won the first World Cup ever. Do you know who
Okay,
came in third?
Peru, Brazil, the U.S.
The United States of America, with their best results in a World Cup ever, came in 1930 when they finished third.
During the Great Depression. Soccer was at its
During the
all-time
Great
high in the
Depression. Yeah.
states, dude. Oh
Yes.
my goodness.
Yes. The United States of
Oh,
America finished third, which is their best result at a World
oh
Cup
no.
ever.
That makes me sad, boy. I don't.
1930, bro.
God, 92 years ago.
Yep.
And since
Mm.
then, we've barely been able to fight our way into knockout stage.
You know what? I feel like we will get there again, and I
Oh yeah,
hope that we will.
oh yeah,
Um,
we definitely will. It's only a matter of time at
but
this
it
point.
should be fun. It should be fun. Then these next couple of this is where the actual matches get really interesting, and they get really not that others weren't, but
They get way
you
more contentious than like the
yeah,
vibe
like
changes now that we're into this point.
you got your meat and potatoes now. Like every
Yes,
single game that you see is gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be really really good.
it is. It is. Gonna shift gears here a quick minute because we our main thing is talking the Philadelphia Union, of course,
Hmm.
and Pat brought the question up. Philadelphia Union signed Andres Perea from Orlando City.
I think he's gonna be a replacement for Brujo.
I 100% agree.
Sadly enough, I think that well, first of all, it's his position. One, he's younger. Two, um, he doesn't give you the grit that Brujo brings you, but he's still. I mean, he's serviceable. He's still.
He still
I
he
don't.
still brings you some pretty stout defense.
I he brings you improvement. I think. I think.
Yeah,
Which that's nothing on Brujo because I think he's good at what he does, but in terms of overall skill, I think he brings you a little more skill.
yeah, I 100% agree. I do feel like it's gonna be one of those things that, like, over time, we're just gonna see more of Perea and less of Brujo, and it'll eventually signal that he's probably gonna be done here. Because I think he only has 1 year left on his contract, if I remember
That's it.
correctly.
Yeah,
Anyhow,
and you
so
know what? They might move him, which is the reason why he came in. But by the middle of the season, because we have a long season this year. Around how many games? Like 50 something, 50.
I, I want to say it's like
This
52,
it's
something
gonna
like
be a
that.
long season, and I think by the middle of the season we won't see Brujo starting anymore, and we'll see Perea in there.
Yeah, because you think it's not just our regular season; it's the Open Cup, the CONCACAF Champions League,
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a
uh,
lot happening. It's
and
gonna
I
be
believe the Nations Cup as well is
yeah.
another one
There's
this
gonna
year.
be there's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a
Yeah,
long
there's like
season.
there's like 3 or 4 different tournaments this time around during the season.
Yeah,
So
which means
having
that we're
that
gonna
having
see.
depth at every position is going to be huge
hmm
this year.
which
So
means we're gonna see different lineups. We're gonna see different people. It's not gonna be the same, the same 11 every single time because you want to rest people. You want to make sure that everybody gets to play, and it should be a fun year.
yeah, Pat asking if it fills the void of Corey Burke. No, that's what Chris Donovan is for.
Yeah, I don't know if he's
Um,
ready. I don't know
I
if
don't
he's
know if
ready
he's ready, but I feel like that's the direction that they'll eventually try and go. Because
unless they go
aside
out
from
and
aside
sign.
from him, it was Paxton Aronson, and Paxton's not here either.
Yeah,
So
unless they go out and sign Messi. They're
just
not
just
going.
make it
They're
just
not
make
about to do
another
that.
deal with the Florida team. Be like, yo, boys.
But and again, none of the I really if we get anybody from Europe that's a big name to come over here to Philadelphia, I would pass out. Like it's so unlikely for that
It
to
really
happen.
is.
But
As unfortunate
I've
as it
heard
is to say,
whispers.
it's
I've heard some whispers. The Luka
LSU's
Modric,
whispers.
the Luka Modric is ready to go ahead and move on. Now he can still play. He's 37, 38 years old. He can
Yeah,
still play.
Cat can still ball for sure.
You can see him playing for Croatia right now. He can still play, but
Yeah.
there are chirps around that he may be doing a move to the MLS this year,
Hey,
um
Luca,
in the transfer window. So we'll see.
come on, my
We'll see
man.
what happens.
Come hang out in Philly, my dude. You'll love it. You'll love it.
I'll
Trust
buy
me.
you a cheesesteak. I'll buy you a cheesesteak. Come on.
He can buy you the cheesesteak. I'll buy you the beer. Walk around Subaru Park. Just stop in and bang the drum one time, dude. Just feel the
just
energy. You'll be sold.
just don't look at the other side of Delco. Just don't look at
Yeah, just if you're
it.
if you're going to Subaru Park, make sure that's all that you're looking at.
Yeah, don't look at the other side. Just look at the bridge. It's
Yeah,
beautiful. Look at
yeah. Just
the
stay
water.
inside the
It's
stadium, have a look
wonderful.
around, and enjoy it.
The training facility is gonna be awesome. It's gonna be a good time.
Oh yeah, and just Luca, do it, my dude. Come on in.
I would
I'll
love.
keep the spot warm
Dude,
for
can
you.
you imagine a Luka Modric
Oh,
on this team?
Luka
With
Modric and Daniel Gazdag together, bro. Just
that would be something. I mean, it's not
just
gonna
call up
happen.
just call
It's
up
not
every
gonna
other
happen.
league. Just call up every other team in the league and be like, you lose.
It's 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 not gonna happen. Like it's just a pipe dream,
Nah.
but one can
But
dream.
but man, is it one hell of a pipe dream.
Oh God, so good, so good.
Oh, dude, that would be it would be so awesome. now I'm just gonna be thinking about that all
Yeah, go
day
ahead. That's
for the
why I
next
did it.
few
So
days.
you can sleep and you can
Mm,
dream about it for a little while.
mm, Luka Modric in the blue and gold would be a chef's kiss.
Wouldn't that
I
be
know he's
something?
Croatian, but I did an Italian thing. It's fine.
They're not all the same, Austin. Damn it.
we have we have Pat asking in terms of Perea, would he be coming off the bench and does it make the team better?
I think at
Um,
first he will.
yeah,
And
to at least start off, he'll definitely be coming off the bench for sure.
yeah, and before we didn't really have a backup to Brujo. We just switched Flock to his spot.
Yeah,
Um,
and then we would rotate in
i-
Sullivan or somebody on that
right,
side instead.
right. I think he does. I think he does make the team better. It's not like a night and day improvement or anything like that. But he's
But I
serviceable.
feel, yeah, I feel like the in terms of flowing into the offensive end of the game, Perea will definitely be a slight step above what we see from Brujo right now,
Hmm.
because with a lot of what you see with Brujo is heavy first touch,
Yeah,
and I feel like that's kind of the thing that sort of would ruin his match rating a lot, is because he would make that heavy first touch, and a few times, especially late in the year, ball would get taken off of that heavy first touch, and they would score. So
yeah,
that would you lost the ball. It was a bad touch on the ball. Those are both things that can wreck a rating.
yeah.
So
Perea
having
takes care of
Perea
the
to
ball
spell
more.
in definitely
Yeah, he takes care of the ball more. Like I said, he doesn't give you that grit that Brujo brings to the field.
the tenacity.
Yeah, but yeah, I think his skill set overcomes that part of it. And So to answer your question, Pat, I do think it makes the team better, whether he's coming off the bench or he's starting.
It just helps to maintain the talent level that this team has and the
Hmm.
capability that they have in terms of the offensive play specifically. And you think with the players that we managed to retain, those that we managed to not lose in the expansion draft for St. Louis,
Hmm.
like I had said going into the offseason, the main key was going to be retention and being able to build on what you already have. And Andres Perea is actually, I feel like once he gets like into the way this team operates, he's going to be a really good fit
Yeah,
because he did really well in Orlando last year, and
yeah.
there was a
Now, mind
good
you,
chunk of the season where Orlando was literally winning off of bad
yeah.
bounces for other teams.
Now, mind you, I don't think that it's gonna be a, co-
No,
just a
not
switch when he's gonna have to build some chemistry.
yeah.
Um, but
And I feel
I
like
think it
getting
would be
him
fine.
now, like before the preseason even starts, it's going to be an advantage. He is more of an offensive player, I would say. Where like Gus was saying with Brujo, you get the tenacity of that like pest type player out there on the pitch. He's more of the, I guess you'd say more of like a tactical style player. He more fits into a bit of a role, slightly better than, well, at least in terms of the scheme on the attack. He fits in a good bit better. Um, we're actually getting close to the end here for this episode. I just wanted to, because we usually do this at the midpoint, but we're a bit rusty. We got to shake off the cobwebs and whatnot. Um, for any of you out there, sorry if I sound a bit nasally. I've been a bit under the weather. We're coming around though. For any of you that happen to have any issues with workers' compensation, motor vehicle accidents, personal injury, or criminal law, make sure you get in contact with our good friend David R. Cherry of the Cherry Firm. The phone number is 610-565-0300, or you can visit cherryinjurylaw.com. Let them know that EOP sent you. Where is the other one? I I had it all right here, and it's not here now. The Philly sports trips. There it is. It's a two-piece thing, and I had forgotten. I'm sorry. Philly sports trips. Next one is actually the New York one sold out, but you can try it. You can for $325 to be able to get out to Chicago to go see the Eagles play the Bears. It's a solid deal.
Town.
You get the transportation, You get from what I've been told, an exquisite pregame meal, uh, beverages, entertainment, your ticket to the game, and you get to hang out with a bunch of the awesome guys from EOP. You get to hang out with John Barchard and Vinny Quinn of Bell and the Birdman. Like, so many awesome people come to these things, and if you can get in on one, definitely do so. Philly Sports Trips is also the official road game sponsor for the Philadelphia Union. So keep your eyes out on phillysportstrips.com so that way you can find out when the Union ones start going too if you're a Union fan. And one last one we just want to show you guys. It's a bit blurry, but I think you can get the gist of this here. This is the schedule for the Edge of Philly Sports, the Painted Lines, and Devereaux Sports. We got something going on every single day. Make sure you're tuning in tomorrow for the Patterson Ave Fanatics at. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's Saturday. I forget what day it is. I'm the best sometimes. We got we got Chalk Talk at 2 p.m. and the Kelly Green Hour, and I believe I'm reading that as 6 p.m. I could be bad at numbers. I did want to be a math teacher at one point.
Yeah, don't worry, don't worry.
Austin, are you all right, bro?
It's too many shows. Don't feel bad, but I
No,
do
no,
want to say,
we always got something awesome going here at EOP with with the painted lines with us here at Devereaux Sports. It's been an amazing collab being able to work with these guys, and I look forward to doing stuff with these guys every single day, man.
yeah, and this right here is our newest sponsor, Sherry's Ticket Town, guys. Go hit them up, man. Give you great deals. Again, for Philly fans, get hook up with these guys, man. For sports, concerts, theater, man. Go hit these guys up. So
Wait,
we got a lot going on here.
what was that
Uh,
site there? Sherrystickets.com. Use the promo code EOP10 for 10% off. They do sports concerts and theater, dog. Yo, go see Hamilton. Get 10% off on the boys.
yeah. So look, we go Hamilton. We got a lot going on, and
Yeah,
if of
Hamilton
course
was
if
good, dude.
yeah, and of course if you guys
Sorry, I'm
are
finishing
in
coffee.
Delaware. Yeah, if you guys are in Delaware County, man, go out to Dolan's Bar. There's always some kind of sports athletes going on. There's always some kind of Philly. And Mike, Tommy Green, all those guys are always down there. But by the way, guys, look, this was a great episode of Attack and Thirst. So man, stay tuned, Gus, Austin, get your
I gotta tell you
article.
before we sign out, I do. There's been some
Thanks, buddy.
breaking news today. The the United States, Mexico, and Canada were invited to the Copa America of 2024,
Let's
All right.
go.
and it was just announced today that the Copa America will be held in the United States of America.
Let's go.
So
Also,
So
2024, we have one of the biggest tournaments in the world in the US.
before we bounce, I want to give a shout out to a certain somebody that I know, my brother Alex. Today's his birthday. Man's
Happy birthday,
35 years
A
Alex.
old.
train.
Happy birthday, man.
Much love, my
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, we gotta get
I
him
should have
back on the
given you a call
program.
earlier, but
Now, is he a World
I
Cup
was
guy too?
contemplating life after an early shift. Huh?
Is he a World Cup guy too, or is he just
Uh, he he's been caught up with a lot of stuff recently, so I don't know if he's been paying attention too much. Our conversations usually tend to stay kind of short because it's when I'm on break at work most of the time.
Well, at least you talk to him. I rather not to talk to Chucky. But anyway, that's another story.
I do get
Um,
that. I do get that.
you know what I'm saying? But look,
You love it,
guys.
Chuck.
Oh, some of us do. Um, but listen.
I do.
Yes, yes. Um, but yeah, guys, stay tuned. Catch Gus, Austin. They're always pumping articles. Catch them. Go to eop.com. Go get your articles today. Again, we're doing a fine job over here. Until next time, look, and right after, go to Devereaux Sports because we're gonna be talking. What do you put? We're gonna be
Talking
talking. We're
Warriors,
gonna be
the
talking
game from
Warriors.
2005.
Come out and play. But yeah,
Man,
come out,
that game
come
was
check it out.
banger.
Yes, it definitely was. So guys, check us out. 10:45 coming up right after this.